And for those of you joining us online, I invite you to find a small chalice or candle to light with us when we kindle our flame here in the sanctuary, so that wherever you are, we may all be connected by the same light of community and hope.
Please now rise as you're able as we do the lighting of the chalice. Measured in possession, but in presence. Community is not a collection of like minds. It is a communion of shared hearts. It is a space where our hungers meet, where our stories intertwine, where our care becomes tangible. In a culture that prizes independence, we kindle this flame to honor our interdependence. This light reminds us that the table of life is sustained not by competition, but by compassion. May this flame awaken our capacity to notice the needs that go unseen, to listen where silence has grown heavy, and to bring warmth to those who stand outside the circle of comfort. As this chalice burns, may it be our quiet rebellion against indifference, a sign that in a world starving for connection, we choose to feed one another with love. Join me in this congregational response. May this chalice burn as a symbol. May this chalice burn as a symbol of the care we promise to give, the hope we vow to sustain, and the light we keep alive in one another's eyes. May it be so. Selah. And please remain standing for our hymn, starting our hymn today, hymn number 395, Sing and Rejoice. Join us in body and spirit. The worlds will be projected on the screen. CJ?
Okay. Now that you've all had a preview, sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice.
You may be seated. Thank you, CJ. Well, good morning, friends, and welcome to UUMiami. Yeah, so awesome morning today. A couple of our congregants are at the interfaith service at Unity on the Bay, so we also wish them well, and I know some of them are watching us as well today here. So yeah, we are in two different places at once. Isn't that awesome? So we gather each week, both here in Sanctuary and online, to renew our connections to one another and to life itself. Together, we remind ourselves that the world grows kinder, more whole, and more alive when we choose to live with care and understanding. Our congregation is part of the Unitarian Universalist Association, a community of faith that brings an open and searching spirit to this great city, which rests in the traditional lands of the Tequesta, Seminole, and Miccosukee peoples. Here at UUMiami, we are a community bound not by creed, but by covenant, by the promises we make to walk together in love, curiosity, and compassion. We come together not because we all believe in the same things, but because we believe in the power of seeking and growing together with open hearts and open minds. In this space, everyone is welcome. People of every background, identity, and life experience. People of many faiths, philosophies, and none at all. You may hear many languages of spirit here, the poetry of world traditions, the insight of science, the wisdom of the natural world, and the truth of our own stories. all are welcome at this table. This month's theme in November is the cornucopia of commitment, where we share stories of abundance, acts of compassion, and a season of shared love. Throughout November, we'll explore what it means to be generous in a time of scarcity and indifference, and we'll listen to different stories from our congregants, from our members here about why this place matters, why we choose to support UUMiami. Each week, our sanctuary will also become a living symbol of that truth as we gather non-perishable foods right here in the back to give out to, we're going to give it to Feeding South Florida at the end of the month. So for those who are suffering or experiencing food insecurity here in our great city. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, and whatever questions you carry, you have a place here. And welcome to UUMiami. Before we continue with our service, we turn our attention to the life of our community. Announcements are more than updates. They are reminders. They are moments when we name the ways we care for one another, the ways we learn, serve, and grow together. Sharing what is happening here is part of our commitment to community. It helps us stay connected, support one another's efforts, and make sure everyone has a way to belong. So first, you have an open invitation to join us for snacks and a delightful time of connections and bocaditos right here in the back. Vegetarian and vegan options are available, and we are also a nut-free campus. If you're inspired to contribute your culinary creations or on any Sunday, please reach out to us at sexton@uumiami.org, and let's collaborate to make our gatherings even more special. I know that there are many times there's all this amazing food back there, and so if you want to cook anything or you want to, try your hands at something, please, do so. I love one of my favorite things about being in faith communities are the potlucks. So I always like to just try new things, and it's always the best way to show our humanity to one another. This Tuesday, we also have our Board of Trustees meeting. All members are welcome to attend the Board of Trustees meeting on Tuesday, November 18th at 6 p.m. For those who would like to attend in person, we will meet in the Emerson Room. For those joining us online, please join us via Zoom link provided in all of our communication platforms. Members wishing to speak should email trustees@uumiami.org at least 24 hours prior to the meeting to be added on the agenda. And for the Thanksgiving potluck, come and enjoy being together at the UUMiami Thanksgiving potluck on Thursday, November 27th from 4 to 6 p.m. in the sanctuary. Please email communications@uumiami.org to notify the organizers of what you would like to bring, or contact Martha Harrison. Say hi, Martha. Vegetarian and vegan options are welcome. We are also a nut-free campus, so please keep that in mind. And members and friends and visitors are all welcome, and we have a seat just for you. So invite your friends, people that don't have anywhere to go this Thanksgiving. We're going to be it's going to be like a true family of connection here at the UU. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. And you can follow us also on social media and connect with all things UUMiami. The social media information is on the screen at UUCMiami. That's everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the other ones. And as they come in, we'll make them again as well. So we'll take care of it, right, Jairo? And that's Jairo, our communications director. And so with all that, we're really busy. We're a busy congregation, and I cannot wait to tell you all what's coming up in December, and then in the new year, it's gonna be a lot. So I hope you all enjoy the ride with us in this new season that we find ourselves in. And with that, please rise as we do our unison affirmation. It's going to be first in English and then in Spanish, and the words will be projected on the screen. Love is the spirit of this faith, and service is its prayer. In love, we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra fe, y el servicio es su oración. En amor nos acordamos, vivir unidos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad y ayudarnos el uno al otro. You may be seated. And now we're going to do the time for all ages, led by Carla today, because Jessica is out of town this week.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm so excited / nervous to do this. Okay, so kiddos, big kiddos, anyone that wants to come up and join us or stay right where you're at, I'm going to sit right here and we'll read this together. Yay. Hey, guys, hey, come on over. Hi. Thanks for joining. All right, let's see. So this story for all ages is called The Elders' Great Celebration. Our favorite little guy, come on over. Yeah. Hey, Bubby. Oh, all right. Come on over, buddy. I don't know if we'll be able to hold on to him here. You can stay here, bud? All right. There was once a small town surrounded by mountains and rivers, a town known for its beautiful gardens and its generous people. In that town lived a kind elder who had spent his whole life caring for others. He helped neighbors settle disagreements, cared for the sick, and always made sure no one went hungry. When the elder's birthday came, he decided to host a great celebration, a feast for his friends and for the people who had shared his journey through the years. He roasted vegetables from his garden, baked warm loaves of bread, and filled pitchers with fresh water from the well. He decorated the square with ribbons and lanterns so that when the night fell, the town would glow. When everything was ready, he sent invitations to the most respected people in town. He sent invitations to his longtime friends, the leaders, and the merchants whose shops lined the main street. But one by one, they all made excuses. The baker said, "I have too many orders to fill. People depend on me. Maybe next time." The mayor said, "I have a meeting about the new market. I can't afford to lose influence." The priestess said, "I'm too tired from prayers. I just want a quiet night." And the wealthiest merchant said, "I've been invited to a dinner in the next city. There will be important people there." When the elder heard their replies, he felt a small ache in his heart. He had wanted to share his joy with them, but they were all too busy, too tired, or too distracted to come. He sat in the quiet square, the lanterns flickering, the food still warm, the benches still empty. Then he smiled softly and said, "If my friends are too busy for a meal of gratitude, then perhaps it's time to invite new friends." So he turned to his helper and said, "Go out into the streets, find the workers who just finished their day, the travelers passing through, the children playing in the alleys, and the neighbors who never get invited anywhere. Tell them there's a feast waiting and there's room for them here." The helper ran through the town calling out, come and celebrate. The elder has prepared a feast for everyone." And slowly they came. Families with little to eat, elders who lived alone, children covered in dust from play, all found a place at the tables. There was laughter, music, and dancing. The smell of bread and roasted vegetables filled the air. For the first time in a long time, everyone felt they belonged. When the elder looked around, he saw the faces glowing in the lantern light and said, "This is what I was waiting for." A true celebration is not about who you invite. It's about who feels welcome to come. So you see, kids and those young at heart, sometimes the people we expect to show up are too busy or too distracted to notice the goodness right in front of them. Lost it. But kindness never waits for perfection. It simply opens its doors wider. When we include those who are forgotten, when we share what we have, we turn any moment into a feast of love. The elder learned that the greatest celebration of all is not one filled with fancy guests or important names, but one where everyone has a seat, everyone is seen, and everyone is fed. And that, my friends, is what kindness looks like. It's the table that keeps growing. And now, let us sing the kiddos and the children off to our religious exploration class. Let's go. Thanks for joining me.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
Thank you, CJ. And let's thank Carla again for doing an amazing job. And she can't hear us, but we're going to just give her a round of applause anyways. Our first reading today comes from the poet Derek Walcott, whose words remind us that before we can offer true compassion to others, we must learn to return home to ourselves. His poem, Love After Love, invites us to rediscover the joy of self-recognition, to greet the person we have often ignored, the self that has been waiting patiently for our attention and care. The time will come when with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, "Sit here, eat." You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you've ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life. This poem invites us to remember that self-love is not indulgent, but restoration. It teaches us that feeding the spirit begins within, and that when we welcome ourselves home, we become more capable of welcoming the world.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mizuki. I will now invite you to come up here and share the joys and concerns in our hearts. As a community, we support you in both your grief and happiness. When you come forward, please state your name, and remember this service is live streamed, so those online can also share in the chat.
Good morning, I'm Bob Jacober, long-term member. Without Columbus opening up our USA to an invasion of foreigners from all over the world, we would not have the USA we have today, a great variety in us. Let's now each do our best to help the vast majority of us to realize the best possible American dream we possibly can. Let's all do this together.
Good morning, CJ Weber here, and I rarely come to the mic unless I have a concern, and today's, as many of you might recall, the car I was driving died back in October, about mid-October, and It's not coming back from the dead. So, with the $600 or $700 that my mom got for junking it, put somewhere into savings, I'm in the market for a better car. Doesn't have to be new, just has to run well enough to get me from point A, which is Cutler Bay, to point B, which is here, or Dadeland Mall for work. So if anyone knows of anyone just selling their old car on their front lawn, please let me know. The other thing, Martha, I guess I'll be talking to you immediately following the service to join you guys for Thanksgiving meal here. I'm pretty sure I'll be bringing Nina with me. I may or may not prevail upon my mom to also bring herself and my stepfather. Issue with my stepfather, in case people are unfamiliar, he's got Parkinson's. And he's probably definitely in those later stages of Parkinson's where it's wheelchair dependence, and it doesn't always do so great in the social situations and dinner table and things like that. In fact, the gray ribbon here is for Parkinson's that I saw fit to attach to my name tag. But so that's what's going on with me, and thanks for the listen.
Thank you, Mizuki. My name is Bonnie Petticord. I always have a joy to share. My joy today is trees. I fell in love with trees when I was a little kid. There was one in the neighborhood that I used to go to when I was happy, when I was sad, when I needed to feel a part of nature. I called it the elephant tree. It had bark like elephant skin, and it had beautiful branches that came all the way down to the ground. I've never seen another tree like it. And I would spend hours and hours in that tree. Today I was reminded of that on this beautiful day, looking out my window at the trees, and I thought about what a miracle trees are. I mean, there are planets in the galaxy that are made of diamond, that are made of gold, all kinds of precious metals and substances. But plants, trees are much rarer, much more precious than any gold or gemstone. And I appreciate trees. Without trees, we would have no life on earth. They give us so much, and they ask nothing in return. A little water, a little TLC, but I would invite you to be a tree hugger and appreciate trees for the miracle that they are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine Gregory, and my joy today is that my friend Arthur has inspired me to go to Camelot Days. And I have never been to a Renaissance fair before, but I'm very thankful for friendships that inspire you to do kind of weird things that you'd never do before. Like one time we went to a goat farm to go pet goats, and so just feeling thankful for friendships that get you out of your comfort zone.
Thank you, everyone. We share in those joys and sorrows expressed and those not expressed, but very much with us.
Thank you, Misuki. Can you give a round of applause to Misuki? This is your first time doing this, right? Yeah. We're trying to get a lot of different faces up here to co-lead with us, so thank you for being so brave to do this today. And the Renaissance Fair, that sounds awesome. I've been twice to them, and they're pretty cool. You really get to feel life back then without dysentery or dying. So awesome. Our second reading comes from the poet Danusha Lamaris, whose work often celebrates the quiet, sacred moments that make life humane. In small kindnesses, She reminds us that even in times of division, we remain connected through small, everyday gestures, the unnoticed ways we tend to one another's humanity. I've been thinking about the way when you walk down a crowded aisle, people pulling their legs to let you by, or how strangers still say bless you when someone sneezes, a leftover from the bubonic plague, don't die, we're saying. And sometimes when you spill lemons from your grocery bag, someone else will help you pick them up. Mostly, we don't want to harm each other. We want to be handed our cup of coffee hot and to say thank you to the person handling it, to smile at them and for them to smile back. For the waitress to call us honey when she sets down the bowl of clam chowder, and for the driver in the red pickup truck to let us pass. We have so little of each other now, so far from tribe and fire, only these brief moments of exchange. What if they are the true dwelling of the holy? These fleeting temples we make together when we say, here, have my seat. Go ahead, you first. I like your hat.
Please pray with me. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of our collective hearts be a seed for awakening, compassion, and justice for all who are here and afar. So say we all, amen. So we began this morning with two readings that speak to the hunger within and among us. Derek Walcott's Love After Love invites us to sit, feast on your life. It reminds us that self-love is not vanity, but a homecoming. That one day, after all the striving and the proving, we will return to the door of our own hearts and recognize the stranger we've neglected as our truest self. And Danusha Lamaris in Small Kindnesses calls our attention to the sacred ordinary, the subtle gestures of grace that keep the human fabric from unraveling. A stranger helping us to pick up spilled lemons, a quiet bless you, a seat offered on a crowded bus. She asks us to imagine that these fleeting exchanges may be the true dwelling of the holy. These two voices remind us that hunger and holiness often meet at the same table, that the divine does not live far above, but between us, in our care for ourselves and in our kindness toward one another. Today we turn our attention to hunger, not only the kind that gnaws at the belly, but the kind that hollows the soul. We live surrounded by abundance. Shelves overflow, fields yield more than we can eat, and yet everywhere there is hunger. Some hunger for food, others hunger for love, and others hunger simply to be seen. Physical hunger is the body's cry for survival. It reminds us that we are dependent beings, sustained not by willpower, but by care, by the hands that plant, harvest, cook, and share. But emotional hunger is different. It is the soul's cry for recognition, the yearning to be known, to be valued, and to be held in community. A newborn child cannot separate the feeding of the body from the feeding of the heart. When someone responds to their cry, offering warmth and presence, they learn that the world can be trusted, which we call secure attachment. But when that response is missing, the ache does not vanish. It does not go away. It hides deep within us, waiting to be fed. And many adults still carry that hunger. To name hunger, then, is to not confess weakness. It is to acknowledge our humanity. We are made for connection. We depend on one another for both bread and belonging. Psychoanalysts like John Bowlby and Donald Winnicott taught us that the hunger for love is as real as the hunger for food. A child who reaches out and finds comfort learns that needs can be met without shame, that dependency is not weakness, but the foundation of relationship. Nowadays, we call this good enough parenting or good enough caregiving. This is not perfect love. It just has to be good enough. It is reliable love, the kind that shows up often enough to say you are safe and you belong. But when that bond is inconsistent or absent, something deep within remains hungry. The child who longed for affection may grow into an adult who performs endlessly for validation, mistaking praise for love. The one who felt unseen may become the overachiever, always trying to prove their worth. Others may overgive or overconsume, filling their days with noise and productivity in hopes that something, that anything, can quiet that ache. We build economies of overwork and call them ambition. We chase pleasure and call it freedom. We consume endlessly, whether it is food, media, possessions, hoping that something will fill the emptiness. Yet the ache persists, because what we see cannot be consumed. It can only be shared. This is the psychology of hunger. Unmet needs disguised as striving, the yearning to be fed with connection, presence, and care. Unitarian Universalism teaches that love is not simply an emotion to be felt, but a discipline to be practiced. It is a way of organizing life around the belief that every person carries sacred worth and that our destinies are intertwined. Justice, then, is love enacted in public, the social form of compassion. But love alone is not enough. The first principle of Unitarian Universalism calls us to honor inherent worth. But the seventh principle reminds us that worth is never isolated. It lives within an interdependent web of existence. We cannot affirm the dignity of one without caring for the well-being of all. This is the moral geometry of Unitarian Universalism, that every act of care reverberates across the network of life. So when we name our own hungers, whether that's validation, control, safety, we can begin to see how these unexamined needs inside of ourselves can distort our own empathy. We realize that every social cruelty begins as a private wound unhealed. So to live faithfully is to live reflectively, to ask ourselves with honesty and hope, what in me remains unfed? What in our community remains unseen? And how might the nourishment I seek become nourishment for the world? We live in a hungry world. Some hunger for food, others for touch, others simply to be known. And these forms of hunger differ, but the ache is the same, a yearning for connection and to be part of something larger than ourselves. And our task is not to judge hunger, but to feed it with compassion, with justice, with love made visible. Every act of care, every shared meal, every patient conversation, every small kindness is an act of feeding the human spirit. We are capable of this nourishment. It requires no special training, but only the courage to notice and the willingness to respond, to make eye contact with a stranger, to check in on a neighbor, to speak up when others turn away. These are not small things. They are sacred gestures that sustain the world. And in doing so, we discover that in feeding others, we ourselves are also fed. The compassion we offer returns to us as meaning. The justice we pursue enlarges our freedom. The love we give multiplies. So may we leave this place with open eyes and open hands, ready to nourish where the world has starved. May we become bakers of hope, kneading compassion into the ordinary dough of daily life, trusting that even the smallest gesture can rise into something sustaining. And may our tables, both literal and metaphorical, always have room for one more hungry soul. For when we welcome another with kindness, the whole world is fed. And helping to feed people who are hungry, whether with bread or with love, is the truest form of kindness. So say we all. Amen. As we enter this moment of stillness, I invite you to arrive as you are. There's nothing to fix, to solve, or to perform, only a moment to listen. If it feels comfortable, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in and gently release it. Once more, inhale and exhale. Today, we're practicing silence, not as emptiness, but as listening. And silence may feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. That's normal. We're used to noise. We're used to answers. Silence invites trust and curiosity. Notice any sounds around you. Your breath, the room, distant movement. Allow them to belong. You may notice thoughts or emotions rising. You don't need to chase them or push them away. Simply acknowledge them and return to your breath. There is a deeper awareness beneath the noise, steady, quiet, alive. Some call it intuition, soul, or inner wisdom. We understand it as a way the divine speaks from within. You don't need to hear words or receive insight. Listening itself is the practice. Now, let us rest in a few moments of quiet together. Now gently return to your breath. Notice the body, the room, the air around you, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Let us allow silence to become a doorway to awareness, and may awareness reveal the sacred already within you. So say we all. Amen.
Please rise as you're able and join me in this shared affirmation. Let us speak these words not as a creed, but as a commitment to one another and to the world we are shaping. Within each of us is the capacity to grow, to heal, to reach beyond fear, and to choose compassion in the face of uncertainty. We belong to one another as fellow travelers on this earth, as caretakers of each other and this shared home. May we take only what sustains and offer freely what we can. Let us be gentle with our missteps and offer grace to those who stumble too. In moments of struggle, may the love we share become our compass. Together, may we rise to meet the needs of this world, awaken our truest selves, becoming who we are meant to be. Let our courage be our path, our shared humanity our light, and love the strength that carries us forward. So say we all, Salah. You may be seated. Every week, this community gives from its abundance, not because we must, but because we can. Today, before we collect the offering, we pause to listen to the voices that make this community what it is. Jane?
Ooh, hello, everyone. All right, so recently I found photos of Christmas Eve 2015 at UUMiami. But I didn't become a member or attend regularly until fall of 2022, and it feels like wasted time, for real. So that was just this past year. Like Christine, who spoke last week, I was raised UU. I very much valued my religious education and youth group experience when I wasn't on a normal preteen, teenage, or church strike. It's normal. And what made me commit to UUMiami in 2022 was wanting to give my kids, Jack and Lily, a similar religious exploration experience and a stronger connection to the UU values that I hold dear. When I think about what and why I love UUMiami, I think about the gifts I've received simply by being part of this community. People who check in even when they don't have to. Conversations that stretch my spirit and widen my understanding. Shared laughter, shared silence, shared purpose. The gift of getting to know people, their personalities, oddities, offerings. The gift of being welcomed as I am. This congregation appreciates me, challenges me, and helps me remember the goodness we can create when we gather with open hearts. And it's because I feel so blessed to know you all and call UUMiami my spiritual home that I want to give back. And so I'm here today to welcome you all to my favorite holiday, Give Miami Day! Yay! I feel like I need music and balloons and confetti. I first want to start by thanking Reverend Harold and Jairo. We worked together this week to build some of the assets that you're seeing to guide this campaign, and it's been a thrilling. But this Thursday, November 20th, is officially Give Miami Day. But early giving has started, and we are already 18% of the way to our goal of $4,400. $4,400 is our goal. I just turned 44. That's our goal this year. Thanks. Give Miami Day showcases the incredible generosity of Miami's residents, uniting everyone to strengthen community. Last year, the event raised over $39 million from over 51,000 unique donors. And there was over 100,000 donations to 1,400, 1,000 nonprofits across Miami. With essential community programming being cut from federal and state resources, this collective act of generosity is needed now more than ever. So before I show you how you can give, which I've got some slides, of course, let me share a few reasons why you should give. First, tapped into so eloquently in the sermon today, because you love UUMiami, because being here has meaning for you, it feeds your hunger, you are nourished here, you are valued here, and your contributions matter. That's the first why. Sanctuary at UUMiami is what Miami needs right now, and we are ready to share our message more widely. How centering love and Unitarian Universalist values can help build the world we want to live in. Adding Reverend Harold to this team is something many of us hoped could happen, and his leadership will help us focus our grand aspirations, programs, and messages more effectively. Next, why? This endeavor does come with costs, and Give Miami Day presents a perfect opportunity for all of us to contribute. We have the chance here to raise significant funds to support Reverend Harold's position, to invest in the upkeep of our beautiful facilities and grounds here at UUMiami, to develop new spiritual enrichment programs, and continue the steadfast pursuit of social justice initiatives. And in this collective effort, any donation amount is important to achieving our goals. And that brings me now to two more financial wise. We have, a challenge match. A generous, anonymous donor from the UUMiami congregation has provided us a challenge. We can, for every donation over $100, we can get a $100 match, and that's up to $1,200. So 12 donors need to make a $100 match to unlock that special donation from one of our members. That's exciting, definitely. And then also, the Miami Foundation has a $1 million match. The Miami Foundation will give us free money. For every $25 donation or more, Miami Foundation will match $25. So that's what those two lines say. In order to unlock the whole $1,000, this is up to $1,000. In order to unlock that whole $1,000, we need 40 $25 donations. And I think we can do it. The Miami Foundation also provides all sorts of prizes for different things. We will get a percentage of a bonus pool also. But now let's quickly go into how you can make your donations. You can head to our Give Miami Day website and click Donate. There's a QR code that'll be on the screen in just a minute. There's QR codes at the back. You just scan or aim your camera on your smartphone at those codes and connect to the website where you can donate. You'll also find the link in our Connections newsletter. You'll also find it in our Facebook group, in our WhatsApp group, on our Instagram, or you can just go straight to givemiamiday.org and search for UUMiami. Choose the amount you'd like to donate. For Give Miami Day, all the donations need to be made via the website, and the smallest donation amount is $25. And the other things that you can do is that you can click down at the very bottom under the donate button, share this organization. You can send this link out to friends and family. They can donate too. Their donations count towards both of the matches, so that's great news. Or, something that I did, if you'd like to make it a bit more personal and share your own personal why with friends and family, you can create your own fundraising page. Click on that fundraising button, make sure you're logged into an account, and we have a template already set up for you. You'll be able to edit the template, with, you add your name at the top on the next slide, and then you can also add in your personal story and your own personal why. And then you click the green button at the top of the fundraising page, and you share that link with all of your friends and family so they understand what's important to you personally about UUMiami. And all of those donations also qualify for the match. So to round it up, I can help anyone. If you want to set up your own personal page, let me know. I can help you. And you can also just send out our own link as well. And that's how we're going to get these 40 donors, by people asking their friends and family. One of our congregants, Andy, has a great method. She promised a certain number of people, or a certain number of donations. She said, if you tell me where you want me to donate, please donate to my organization. So that spreads the wealth, it spreads the generosity. It's an interesting match opportunity that she put out into the world. So today, as we head into Give Miami Day, this donation button is the link for Give Miami Day. We're gonna pause our Share the Plate for this week so we can focus on Give Miami Day. We also are gonna pass the basket around if you wanna make a donation in cash or in check. If you're here in the sanctuary. But I also want to finish up. Thank you. Talked a lot. I want to thank you all here and online for the donations that you're going to make today, for the gifts that you give all the time, whether financial or with helping hands or showing up or providing sweet treats after the services on Sundays. Your gifts will always be received in gratitude and used with love, helping to nurture and sustain this congregation that I love. And so I wanted to share my thrill about Give Miami Day with you. Woo! We just got to 900. We're like a quarter of the way there, y'all. And so thank you. I'm going to end by saying thank you. Please let us receive your gifts with gratitude so we can serve the larger community together. Thank you.
That was awesome. I feel like I was watching a silent movie or something, like, or in The Great Gatsby, and it just took me there. Thank you, Joseph. And thank you, Jane, and thank you, Hyrule. You're going to be seeing a lot of this in the coming week, so please give us some grace, but we're trying to build the excitement of Give Miami Day, and watch as we get closer to the end, it's going to get really exciting for us. So I have high hopes. As we gather these gifts offered today, we pause to remember that giving is not only an act of support, but an act of connection. Each contribution, no matter its size, helps sustain the shared work of compassion that lives in and through this community. I invite us now to join our hearts in voice and share expressions of gratitude. Please rise as you're able and join me in our congregational response for the offering. We give thanks for the gifts gathered here, for the hands that offered them, and for the hopes they represent. One second. There we go. We give thanks for the gifts gathered here. Nope, okay. There we go. We give thanks for the gifts gathered here, for the hands that offer them, and for the hopes they represent. May these gifts strengthen the work of love in our world, feeding the hungry, healing the lonely, and sustaining this community of care. May what we share return to us in compassion, reminding us that generosity is how Spirit moves among us. Together we give, together we serve, and together we build the world we long to see. May it be so. Selah. Please remain standing now and join us for our closing hymn, number 121, We Build a Land. The words will be projected on the screen.
We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring the good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them garlands instead of ashes. Oh, we'll build a land where peace is born. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land building up ancient cities, raising up devastations from old, reploring ruins of generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Come, build a land where the mantles of praises resound from spirits once faint and once weak, where like of righteous stand her people. Oh, come build the land, my people we seek. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
I'll tell you when to go. As we come to the end of our time together, we prepare to extinguish the chalice flame. Though the flame goes out, the light it presents remains with us in the choices we make and care we share in the world beyond this space. Let us join now in extinguishing the chalice. As we prepare to extinguish this flame, we remember this light was never meant to remain here. It was always meant to travel with us, through us, beyond us. When you leave the sanctuary and step into the wider world, may this light remind you that every encounter is a sacred table waiting to be set. The hungry body, the lonely soul, the weary heart are all invitations to compassion. To extinguish this flame is not to end its fire, but to trust that its light now lives in our hands, ready to kindle care wherever the world has gone cold. Please join me. May the light of this chalice guide our steps until no one hungers alone, until every heart is known, and the flame of compassion burns from soul to soul across every divide. May it be so. Selah.
So I want to thank you all for welcoming me today and giving me the chance to speak, and I hope to get to talk to some of you later today after the service. But as we finish up, I want to say, go forth from this place as bearers of care. Carry with you the courage to feel deeply, the patience to listen fully, and the wisdom to act gently. May you see in every face a reflection of the divine. May you find in every hunger a call to love. And when you meet the world's pain, may your response be neither despair nor distance, but the steady compassion that says, I'm here. Go forth to feed the world, not only with bread, but with presence, with justice, with small kindnesses that heal unseen wounds. And remember this truth: the realm of possibility grows wherever care is practiced. The table of belonging extends wherever kindness is chosen. So go, prophets of compassion, builders of the long table, and bakers of hope. Let your generosity be your protest, let your tenderness be your testimony, and let your life, ordinary, courageous, and kind, be the bread that feeds the world. So say we all. Amen.